Okay, so what I end up doing is just cutting this whole piece out and putting new metal in there. And I'm going to do a little bit more here and it should be done. Okay, I finished out the day here with boxing in this little end cap here. And from here on in, the rest of that is going to have to be boxed in when the fender's on, which is going to be kind of difficult, but I might end up getting this whole thing up on a rotisserie when I'm done putting the trunk pan in. So once that happens, it'll be a lot easier to work on those areas. I got this fender tacked on here. Just put a couple of tacks to hold it in place. Here, here, and right here. What I'm working on right now is getting this window bracket fitted in there. That was had to get screwed in up here with these two bolts first, and then now I'm trying to position this bracket here where I'm going to weld that on, and so that I can adjust that back and forth with the bolts if I need to. So I think this looks good. I'm ready to weld that on, and then I can go ahead and weld this other piece of the quarter panel back on. Okay, so I got my little piece that I fabricated here. It's got the nuts welded underneath for that bracket to screw into. I got it welded on, and that bracket looks pretty good. I'm hoping that it works. It's in the right spot. I think I might have to test fit that rear window to make sure everything's looking good before I button it all up. Working on these rear window regulators. I took a wire wheel and got all the rust off these things. Re-primered them and put some spray paint on there. I went up and picked up new bolts. Trying to find these was difficult. This place is so disorganized. But I managed to find them after a few hours of searching. And I got them both done. I got the bolts that I'm going to need for these as well. So now I'm just going to try to figure out how it all goes back together, which is another big problem. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, after about 10 minutes of messing around with this thing, I finally figured out this is where it bolts in. And I'm going to get to work on cleaning up those windows, that window, see if I'm going to be able to put that back in that way. Okay, I spent some time with the wire wheel here, cleaning up all the rust off this chrome, and all the rust out of here, getting all that stuff cleaned up. You can see the other side's still pretty nasty, and have some work to do to clean up this rust. But that wire wheel's working out pretty good. Okay, I got the rust all off of here. Get that chrome shiny. Both sides looking good and clean. And I'm ready to refit that window. Alright, after a couple hours of trial and error and just guessing, I finally figured out how to get all that hooked back up. As you can see, it rolls down. Now having it roll back up, there's still something over there that isn't hooked up, but I mean, I can get the window up by hand if I pull on it, but still have a few pieces here. I have to put this stopper in right through there, and but there's something over here that I'm still not seeing, so it's about 90% there. Okay, I found this diagram on Facebook, and what I was really trying to figure out was I have this bracket that I put in, and then this piece here is attached to the bracket, and I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose of this piece. And then there was another thing that I thought was a stopper, but it's actually attaches to the bottom of the window here, and it slides up and down in that channel inside that metal bracket that attaches to here. So I missed this piece. I'm going to refit that in, see if that helps make the window operate better. I'm sure it will. Then there was a piece here that I missed. I got to put that piece on. I'm not sure how that works. Then this, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really found this piece. I don't know if that's attached to the wheel well or what that is, but that's kind of a mystery, the slide and retainer. Everything else I've got working. So my next step, I'm going to try to put that together and see how that works, if it makes a better fit for that window. Okay, this is the other one I haven't cleaned up yet. This is the part, this little bracket, and that bolts right onto there, and that's what slides up and down in that channel. So I'm going to go ahead and take that whole operation apart out there and put that together and see what I can do. Okay, I got this rear quarter window out, and what I'm noticing is the bolts that were in there are snapped off. So I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get those out before I do anything. That'll be my next step. Okay, so I got these holes drilled out. This one up here, the drill bit broke off in the hole, so I drilled another hole right next to it. Then I took a tap and die kit and made new threads in those holes. So hopefully this should work. Okay, I got these an extra hole drilled in that bracket. Went up to the hardware store and got me some new bolts, and those new threaded holes seem to be holding pretty good. So we'll see if hopefully this makes this window go up and down easier within that channel. Okay, I went over to the other side and took a look at that window channel, and I realized there was this piece that I forgot I'd restored, and that goes over, slides down in there. So yeah, that was the missing link over here. So I think I'm ready to put this window back in and give it a shot. Okay, I got this little bracket here installed, and that should prevent that window from popping up. So we'll see how it goes. So there's no set procedure that's given for trying to install these rear windows. What I figured out is you want to get this window jimmied down into that channel, and then you want to stick this up in there and get that roller hooked into there. Once that's done, then you bolt this piece in and get that situated before you do anything else. You can go ahead and have the window crank already put in there, and this bracket's fine to be put in there. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's really a big mystery until you play around with it in frustration for several hours, and if you can finally figure it out, that's the way. Okay, this is it. I've got everything put back together. All the parts are in place. Nothing's missing. You gotta kind of start it off a little bit. Goes down, and it works just like it should. So the whole reason for doing this was to make sure that this bracket that bolts to that outer fender was welded into the right spot. And now that it seems to work great, I can tighten those bolts down and install that outer quarter panel, that other half of that quarter panel out here. So nothing needs to be re-welded or moved. The only thing about this window is you kind of have to push it a little bit and then get it started. Once you do that, it goes great, and then it goes right back up. So this was a big hurdle here. I wasn't ever sure that I was going to be able to get this thing back together because it was so complex, and I really didn't document how to take it apart when I was taking it apart. I just thought to myself, I'm never going to get this thing back together. And now that I have, I feel confident I can do the other side, and I can keep moving on, put this body back together. I was thinking about taking this window out to do the sandblasting and paint, but you know, seeing how hard it's pretty difficult. So I think I might just leave it in, block off this area for the paint and body work, and I think I'll just leave this in here. So yeah, that's it.